Well, it's been 6 months since the start of the Freestyle Libre sensor, and things have been going pretty well. I had an A1C of 7.4. I'll take that any day of the week. Sure beats the 8s and 9s that I had just a few months earlier. And the Freestyle Libre itself has been doing quite well. I have had a couple of failures, but that's kind of normal. So anyways, let's get into the numbers and see how I'm doing. All the charts I show you are available on the Libre 3 sensor app. So when we look at the 7-day readings, they look pretty good. Starting off with average glucose level, we're looking at an average over the last 7 days of 148, which is pretty good. When we look at the third, it's very obvious to tell when I'm eating, as there is a spike, but if you notice, the spike doesn't stay. On the fourth, the average glucose was about 100. To see readings like this is not unusual, where it kind of fluctuates throughout the day. And of course, you're going to have that spike every time you eat. The big thing that you notice is your overall readings. What we're looking for is we're looking for trends. And again, here, we look for that spike right after eating. And for me, it takes a few hours for things to catch up, keeping in mind that the CGM does lag from the true blood sugar. On the 6th, I had a sensor change. The reason I'm showing this slide is because this is a slide of a failure. The first sensor I put on connected just fine, but it didn't take long to experience a failure. In my case, the sensor failures have always come within the first hour or so. That's not to say that it's a bad device, it's just reality. In the case of Abbott Laboratories, the maker of the Libre 3 sensor, they are very nice at replacing sensors that are defective. A lot of times you got to send them back. And on the 7th of December, I had a pretty good spike. Went out with some friends of mine. And of course, most restaurants aren't very diabetic friendly. But we do what we got to do. Had a little bit of a spike in the morning of the 8th, but that's okay. By noon, it was definitely in control. The 9th was an average day. A little bit of a spike in the morning. An average day. And today we're starting out pretty good. Today is December 10th, 2023. This is the time in range. This is a very important graph. And over the last 7 days, I've been in range 77% of the time. The doctor wants to see it about 80 or 80 plus. And this is the important one that I always like to watch. This is the GMI. This gives you a pretty good idea what your A1C is going to look like. And I will definitely take a 6.9. There are also monthly graphs. This is the daily pattern for the last 90 days. I'm pretty much right in range. And then sensor usage, number of views, and how long the sensor was active. I've had 100% sensor usage in the last 90 days, with an average view of 26 per day. I do have a tendency to check about every half hour or so. Well, that is my journey for the last 6 months with the Libre 3 sensor. It's been a pretty good one. Had its ups and downs, but I will take a 6.9 or 7.3 over an 8 and a 9 any day of the week for an A1C. I hope this video has been helpful. If you like this video, please subscribe.